Welcome to Ranch Records, episode 2. We have with us TXTOOLGUY. Do people know your real name?
Mm-mm.
Okay, we're gonna keep it secret.
You could say it. It's Chris.
Rob.
What's good? What's good?
Me, right?
As well as Clay Coon, who you all know and love. So we're here at SEMA in our hotel room, and we figured, while we're all here, let's get everybody together. Get
The
some drinks
boys.
The boys.
Just bullshit. So that's what we're doing. So we're here to learn a little bit.
And to keep you in context, why it seems, what's the word? Musty in here. We've all been at the show all day.
Oh yeah.
It
All
don't
day.
feel like it's a clean
smell it,
smelling.
man.
Yeah.
I mean, no, you can smell that through a screen. You can see it.
No,
and you know, like you just know.
Hold on,
That's
so-
like the casting couch right there.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the cloth casting, guys. I thought we went through this already.
So you worked a booth all day.
No.
I mean,
Well, half the day.
Yeah, half.
You walked /
4 hours.
worked the show all day. So did all of us. It's been a long day. It's currently, what time is it?
9:23,
9:23,
November the 6th.
and we got to do it all again tomorrow. So it's we're down, but we're up. We're riding. We're making it work.
They had us in the first half, I'll tell you what. And I mean,
Tell you what, you guys are troopers for doing this just because
Sure.
you like us. I don't even like us that much.
no, to be honest, it means
At least
a
you're
lot.
honest.
It means a lot because we started doing this just because we thought it'd be fun, and so the fact that you're willing to come on means a lot.
It is pretty cool. Anyways, enough of the sentimental stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Crying over here.
these guys fuck.
So
Quack, quack, quack.
Man, I'm gonna be straight with you. I'm not very good at being serious.
That's fine.
So-
I've realized. That.
I've realized that most mechanics are like that. That seems
I
like
am.
part of the job description.
Well, it's either they're
Well,
serious or they're a goofball.
Exactly. There's no in the middle. And
Normally
normally
you get that one guy. He's like real analytical.
but it's
like,
always the older dude who's serious.
No, do not do that. Follow
Are we
step
gonna make it to
A,
dinner?
B.
You want to call Jared? We're gonna make it to dinner.
I don't. My phone don't work.
You want to call him?
Hold on, you don't.
I'm
But
not gonna
there
lie.
is two types of mechanics. You're right. There's
Sure.
the guy that's got a torque wrench and everything,
Sure.
and then there's the guy that's 40 pounds.
Sure, it's good and tight.
That's good.
Hey man, I use
Don't
torque
buff
wrench
out.
on important things like not wheels.
Yeah.
I don't hammer that shit on.
You
Full
know,
disclosure.
somebody's leaving a comment right now. You should
Edit that out.
wheels.
No, listen,
Yeah.
he'll
Oh,
send
yeah.
me- He'll text me sometimes. He'll be like, "Hey man, I finally broke this." I'll be like, "Really? How?" I'm like, "Doing something I shouldn't have."
Yeah.
That's fair.
Bro,
though.
remember
Usually
the
that happens.
At least he
That's
admitted
fair.
it.
remember the dual drive
Well,
like
that's normally the
quarter
case.
inch
Sure, it's like
universal?
no,
Yeah.
it broke. It broke.
The dual drive quarter inch universal. I sent Michael a picture. He was just like, "How?"
Yeah.
It was Fred that broke it.
And
Oh,
so
Freddie.
How?
It was a bolt that was seized that we didn't know was seized. He
Yeah.
was doing a water pump on a Tundra and taking the tensioner off, and it's a real, I don't remember if it was a 12 mil or a 14 mil, like in the cover. But he was getting it, and he was like, "Yeah, man, that spring-loaded thing, I can snake past this." He's trying to take less stuff off,
Sure.
and I see him get this big quarter inch out. He's cranking on it. I'm like, "Fred, what the fuck are
Oh,
you
shit.
doing?" And then it broke, and he was just like,
Well,
"Oh man."
Yeah.
That's exactly how he said it too.
Well, that
man.
sucks.
Yeah, he was just like, "Oh, man."
Especially if it's somebody else.
He comes over, he's like,
Oh,
"What is
for
this junk?"
sure.
Oh, Fred.
Yep.
What did you do to
Universals, too, are
this?
not something that you
Yeah. How did this happen? Why?
Yeah, it wasn't an impact universal. It was a fucking dual drive, quarter inch, spring loaded.
Yeah.
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
But so you've had have you used the Noras at all?
A handful of times.
Yeah.
I used them on a rear sway bar link on a Forerunner just to test them out, and they worked really well because a lot of sway bar links have an Allen key or some type of holding device on top because they like to spin, like tie rod ends and stuff. When you tighten them, they spin, so you have to hold the center.
Yeah.
The Nora is perfect for that because
Yeah.
it's a box end ratcheting, and you can put it on any extension. I put it on I did it on like a 6-inch extension, and then I was all retarded and put it on like a 24-inch 3/8 extension.
My
Jesus.
next question was going to be, what's the longest extension you
20
put it
so far 24. I have a 36-inch. It's a 1/2-inch drive to 3/8 reduced for like transmissions.
I'll tell you what'll happen. You'll break the tip off of it before they'll break.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Yeah. Did
happened.
you watch the brake rumps before we tested it?
I did.
What
They
did,
call-
what is it? Did you do the 19 to 17?
17. So that was a
Ooh,
Put him down, buddy. Put him down.
irreplaceable
bleeding. Hold on.
transmission extension too.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's no.
See, you telling me it doesn't smell musty? There's blood on the fucking camera.
Full disclosure, I got a tattoo today, and I'm
did.
bleeding.
Yep.
It's fine.
Fresh off the table.
It's fine.
Fresh
It's
off
fine.
the
Just
table.
keep that leg down.
So obviously, if you haven't realized it by now, these men wrench. So talk about how you got into it. What really made you want to pick up a wrench and go to work?
So, always as a kid, like, I would take shit apart, put it back together. Like,
Oh,
I jailbroke
oh,
my
God.
Xbox one time and got the red ring of death. And then I took it
That's how
apart
it started.
completely and rewired the circuit board and fixed it.
And you liked it.
And I was like 11 years old.
Mm.
And I would take stuff apart when I was a kid, try to I was like 6, 7, 8. Take stuff apart, try to put it back together, and just be like, "Yeah, Dad, I broke this." And that progressed on until I was like 14. My dad always had like old Mustangs and shit. and,
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a
That'll definitely get you
Wrangler for
started.
my first vehicle, and I was like, "I want it lifted. I want this. I want that." And my dad was like, "Nah." So I just learned how to do it basically by
For
trial and
yourself.
error. And then my ex's dad owned a body shop. He was
You
a
did tell
Porsche
me that. I
guy.
remember you telling me that.
Yeah, and he taught me how to work on cars. And then my ex and I broke up, and he hated her new boyfriend. So he's just like, "Let's paint your car in the garage." This is when I had a Focus ST, so wide body. And he's like, "Let's do that. Let's paint it. Come over all the time." I was like,
So
"Shit,
your
okay."
ex was dating someone else, and her dad invited you over to fix your car at his house where the ex and his daughter were.
Absolutely, it was awesome.
You're a
Holy
dog.
shit.
You're a dog.
And he was just like, "You want to beat him?" I said, "Absolutely."
No
Damn.
way.
Piss drunk.
Dog. I love it.
But yeah, I did that, and then when I was 19, I was in college for accounting, and
Accounting.
Really?
bro,
Whoa.
you want to know a fun fact about me? I'm a
The
fucking
accountant.
nerd. I made 101 on my algebra final in college.
Really?
I'm a math
That's
guy,
super nerdy.
Nuts.
but
It's nerdtastic.
I was super unhappy in accounting, and then I think I told y'all last year, like I had back surgery, and then I had like my head surgery and like lost my hearing and all that, all
Oh yeah, you
within
did say
like
that.
6 weeks. So I had to go to college because I couldn't get a job and work. So I'm a
Mhm.
fucking walker. And
You did tell me that. You said it's
Damn.
your first semester.
my first semester
sucked.
was horrible, man. I had to wear stuff on my ears because I couldn't hear
You
out
had
of
a
it.
back
and I had
brace
all
on
this
too.
material in there, and I had a
Yeah,
fucking back
That is a
brace.
nightmare, especially like going like college
Yeah.
being it's college. It's
Yeah,
a
dude, my
whole
dad-
new experience, and then you got to deal with that shit at the same time.
Dude, my dad's like, is how is college? Like, are you making friends? I was like, "Dad, I'm fucking handicapped. No one talks to me." And like, it sounds
Oh no!
no, that sounds messed up, but it's
But I
true.
know
It's true. That's how the world
especially if
is.
you're a stranger. A lot of
Sure.
people like they're not gonna go out of their way to have a conversation.
I'm an
with you.
18-year-old freshman
shitty,
in
but-
college who's
Yeah.
like hobbling into class. Like,
Especially
come on.
not only just stranger, an 18 to 22-year-old stranger.
Oh, and they're
I'm in one of those
also very
cheeky theaters
judgmental
of like
and aggressive.
400 kids, and I gotta
Yeah.
sit at the very front. And like,
Yeah.
it's
Oh man.
miserable, man. And I had my Jeep.
That's how you got so
though.
good at math. Okay.
I had my Jeep though, so I was just doing what I
How do you
could.
get in and out of that with a back brace? That's crazy.
I couldn't drive it for like 3 or 4 months because it was
Damn.
thick. And they wouldn't let me drive it, and then I couldn't drive a car for like 8 weeks.
Oh gosh, that's a lot.
Oh, dude, man, I had to have my mom help me get in and out of bed,
Oh,
and
boy.
all the other things that come with that, and it
Yikes.
was very demoralizing as an 18-year-old
I mean, that's tough, man.
adolescent.
That is super tough.
It's like the prime years too. It's like you're doing all
There
this
were some
thing,
days where I'd be like,
driving.
"Mom, get Dad, like just get Dad."
Mm.
Oh
but-
man.
After I healed and I got released from my surgery, they're like, you can go, work out again. You can do all this stuff. I was like, awesome. I fucking went and partied. I was like, I'm in college. I went and partied and just wanted to work on my Jeep, and I ended up dropping out of college.
Okay.
And
With
when
a
it got-
plan or without one? Like, did you have a plan? Like, this is what you want to do instead of college, so you dropped out, or you said I'm gonna drop out and figure it out later?
Great question. Next question.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Did I remember you saying something about the military at some point?
I wanted to go in the military, but I broke my back.
Yeah,
So-
that's before. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to
I
do
do
that.
remember you saying that.
I was fully planning on doing that, but I broke my back and they wouldn't take me basically. So that plan didn't work. And then when I dropped out, I had all my savings and I had a place that was going to hire me. And they gave me the fucking runaround for like a month and a half. So I'm sitting here just like spending all my savings. And then I didn't have any money. So I looked elsewhere and I got a job at Toyota because I knew a person that worked there and worked there for 5 years, got mainline went to the mainline, got certified, did some hybrid work, went to Toyota classes, and then I got pissed off at the dealership.
did they put you through your certifications? Did they pay for that for you to do that?
Yeah, if you go get your ASE and pass it, they'd reimburse you, and then they'll send you to Toyota class on their dime.
Yeah.
Okay.
But after
You got
5 years,
something out of it, right? Other than just a paycheck.
well, I'd have time I didn't get a fucking paycheck, man.
But
Oh,
you
man.
make good money at Toyota, right?
Not the first time I worked there. So the owner was kind of a cheap ass, and like,
That's the best way to put it.
So wait, so, hold on. So it's not like Toyota.
They usually
that,
all are.
Sets the rate. For
No, each dealership
techs.
is independent.
So it's the dealership,
Yeah.
the owner of the dealership.
yeah, and
Dealership
so
is
like
Franchise.
Okay, okay.
the pay scale that everybody signs, my old dealer, said you get $1 for every ASE you get. You know, if you get Toyota Expert certified instead of just certified, you get $2 or whatever it was. So I went and got maintenance certified, then certified across the board, like to go to in-person classes. I got my suspension ASE, and I saw a $0 increase.
Mm.
So they owed me like $3 or $4, and I asked for it. And what the straw that broke the camel's back was, they're like, "Well, can you wait 6 more months?"
Oh, I know. That's,
I was like,
that's
"Bro,
crazy.
no." I was making
That's like kicking you right in the
$15
face.
an hour for 3 years straight as a mainline tech, doing like motors
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
and
That's
pretty much
crazy.
anything else. And I'm like, "No, I can't wait
That is
6
crazy.
months." So I quit
So
the dealer.
Is it a much different experience at Honda?
I mean, it's pretty much the same manufacturer wise. I mean, the training's similar. I mean, you got to factor in some manufacturers make you work 5 years. I know Toyota, like, they have-
2 years to be certified, just like ASE.
yeah, like to
and then
get to
5
master
years
level.
of tenure to be master
Correct.
certified.
Or Honda's 3.
It's a while.
That's what it said. You said, "Screw it, I'm done with this." And
5
that's
years,
what-
yeah. I quit. I went back to college because my backup plan to my backup plan was to go back to college.
Okay.
So that's
Still
when-
the accountant route.
No. That was
Okay.
a miserable route. I went back for exercise sports science and physical
Okay.
therapy.
That actually makes sense. That's something you personally felt that you wanted to.
Yeah, and so I did that for I almost finished. So I've dropped out twice, and I withdrew once.
At least
One was a
you're committed.
dropout. One was a withdrawal.
You're consistently
Yeah.
committed.
Yes. And I was bartending at the time. I was pissed off on cars, and I was like building a motorcycle in my garage. I was working on other bartenders' cars who would like get drunk and hit curbs and don't want to tell their parents. So I just fixed them in my driveway for
Wait.
cash.
How old are these people?
Some are 20, some are 21, some are 19,
Okay, that's
22.
pretty young.
Like,
Okay, I better
Yeah.
tell your parents. How old were these these
well,
adults?
you gotta think in a college town like where I was at. Like
Yeah, I
there's a
guess
lot
so.
of like
I guess so.
frat dudes
Where
who
was
worked
this?
in San Marcos, Texas.
Okay,
There's a lot of frat dudes who worked in bars who had like parents' money and like
got it.
they
I
do
got
whatever.
it.
Like one dude had a nice GTI that he slammed into a curb. I was
Yeah,
like,
I hear that.
You born and raised in Texas?
my whole life.
What part of Texas were you born?
I hope so. with a
I
fucking
was
name
born in
like
San
that.
Antonio, and then I,
Texas tool guy. You're now born and raised in
San
Texas would be crazy.
bro, you know, I get that question a lot. People are like,
Sure.
"Where are you based out of?" I was like, "I'm over it."
Oh my God.
To
Really?
be honest, the first like 3 months that I knew about you through Mike, I was like the fucking Torx man. I was like, who's this Torx tool guy? Who's this guy?
Yeah, no, I born in San Antonio, and then I moved out
I'm trying.
to a lake
Torch
town.
plus.
And now I live in New Braunfels.
Oh my God.
Well, but you did get a lot more out of Toyota because you
That's good.
met Fred there.
That's probably
Well,
the funniest thing I've heard.
So
in a while.
we're gonna full circle there.
That really is.
I did my apprenticeship under Fred there, and then when I quit, Fred actually quit like a month later.
And Fred was a master tech, no?
Yeah, he was 30-year. Well, now he's 30-year master tech.
That's crazy.
He's a great mechanic. He's very knowledgeable, and
Fred's a cool guy.
he was a shop foreman in Austin for like 15 years. And yeah, so when I was back in school, I was bartending, fixing people's cars on the side, and like I was like, man, I miss fixing cars. I just don't miss there.
The dealership, exactly.
And then COVID happened, and I lost my bartending job because everything in Texas
Yeah,
shut
everything
down.
Oh yeah.
And so my wife, who we were dating at the time, oh man, she had an '01 Ford Exploder, 2-door, 4-wheel drive V6, like shit box. Needed a thermostat and coolant temp sensor and all that. So I go to Ford to buy the parts.
Mm.
Uh-oh.
And I'm telling the parts guy, I'm like, I need this, I want the housing, I want both pieces. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm fixing her fucking car. Like, what do you think I'm doing? And the parts manager is like, do you want a job? I said, absolutely not. I do not want to work at Ford. I knew a guy from my Express Loop days at Toyota who was at Ford, and he's like, come talk to the service manager. I'm like, oh, here we go.
No.
They offered me from the get-go $3 more an hour than Toyota was paying me when I left.
14.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's hard to pass up,
Sure.
especially in at that time in that position.
Oh, bro, I like this is fucked up, but
Yeah.
I emailed to them. I was like, cool, I'm gonna work 3 days a week because I'm in school. I'm going to Colorado next month, so I'll bring my stuff up here, but I'm gonna start in 6 weeks and all this stuff.
Oh, you're just laying out demands, huh?
They agreed.
They agreed.
Yeah.
They agreed.
Oh, they were desperate.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
So when I went
That's a lot.
full time, I became a heavy line gas tech. Only
Mm.
did EcoBoost motors basically because they're shit.
Hey,
That's what he's driving currently.
Have you replaced your cam phasers once or twice?
so hold on, I'm gonna take
That's
some. I just got a
exactly
new
right.
one because my last one fell apart.
It was like 85,000 miles. He called me on the way to my house for a trip that we had. He goes, Louis, I don't know what happened. Something snapped, and my car is now not moving.
I'll show you later on. I got a picture of like an F-150 with the cab off it and the whole fucking timing cover off and everything.
Yeah. So wait, hold on. Let me tell you. So I had a 16
Oh, God.
3.5 EcoBoost. Okay.
Disgusting.
I drove it for a while. So what you little bitch. That shit was
No
quick.
good.
No, they got some power.
Okay.
They only last like 60K though, and then all the power's
It's
gone.
like
Kaboom.
Before this, I had a 5.0 Mustang.
Oh, is this the one you
Uh,
wrecked?
I had a.
You told me this last year. Like you weren't you like a drifter or something?
Yeah. Okay. So listen.
Initial D over here.
I actually that car has been wrecked maybe 5 times when I owned
Bro,
it.
it was crazy. Like he had it, and he was in the shop so like it wasn't like it'd go to the shop
It wasn't in the shop getting
somewhat
cool shit
often,
done. It was
but then there were no parts
Well,
for
no,
it,
hold
so
on,
it would be in the
so-
shop for like 6 months.
So
Damn.
I had
That's the-
lower. I had
so you drove
lower
around loaner
coilovers.
cars.
I had
That
replaced the
fucks.
sway bars.
I got all full disclosure. I'm a Mustang guy. But,
So
It was a badass Mustang. I loved it. I learned to drive stick in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
it was
good.
the GT. It was the GT Premium, so it had. It
Felt
was
like
like
a little
really,
Shaker audio,
it
all
was
that
really
bullshit.
fucking
Yeah.
torquey. I had fucking ass gas mileage.
You know
I
the
got-
GT
I got-
Premium and the GT have the same horsepower and torque, right?
They don't have the same gear ratio. It's 395 versus 411.
Mm.
So I got like
Ooh.
10 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, I drove a Jeep
Instead
with
of-
fucking
instead of
488s
Hold
and
on,
37s.
So, but I had the GPS. So we used to go in the back roads in New Tampa, if anyone knows Tampa. And I used to look at the GPS, so we would see like upcoming turns, and we'd fucking race through back roads.
Because all the roads up
Trying to
there
do like rallycross
all the
shit.
roads
You guys,
are-
you're fucking
Oh.
fire.
all
Yeah,
the
I've done
roads
that before with my best
in that
friend.
area, there's not as much traffic, or at least at the time there wasn't, especially at night, and all those roads are relatively new. So a lot of it's fresh
Oh,
pavement,
fresh.
and a lot of it. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
Javier,
man.
you know, you live there. Those roads are well paved. There's not potholes. There's not crazy like dips, and there's rarely people around. Or at that time, there was rarely people around at night.
Yeah.
So you'd always
But-
find good roads to
but
do that
that
on.
car was such bad luck. I would be sitting in traffic, bam, rear-ended.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it was.
hold
It
on,
was bad.
I
It was
go to-
bad.
I go to class. I come out. My car got hit in the parking lot.
Dude, no, I think
crazy.
everybody has a car like that.
I tapped it once on
Shit's
accident
cursed.
backing out of the office.
He hit my fucking car. I come. He
Metal
comes in-
Jeep bumper. I was like, no, I
comes
didn't,
in.
bro.
Oh,
No,
my
I
bad.
didn't.
My
I,
bad.
literally, I remember getting out. I was like, did I just? No
He goes,
way,
"Here's
bro.
my listen." So
I don't know how to
I
explain
get
this to
your
you.
car. And I was like, what? Don't worry, the worst stuff happened. Not bad.
That's always the
It's not
start.
bad.
That's the type of shit.
It's
that
not bad,
people
it's just
say.
hit.
That's the type of shit.
But
that
it
people
was
say.
super minor. It
Sure.
was.
So I'm on the highway. First of all,
That was
I needed new tires, and I was like,
Sounds like
before I
negligence.
go get new tires, I'm just gonna fucking burn the shit out of these. So I find it
Valid.
Oh,
I
boy.
find a parking lot. I
Spinning
just
around.
tore through these fucking tires. And my tires were so bald.
And the treadwear was
But-
crazy too. They were like
but
racing
I was
tires.
getting,
And
I was
blew the
getting-
diff out.
I was getting tires. I was getting tires the next day, but that night I was going to dinner with my fiance across town. So I get in the car with her. We go across town. It starts pouring down rain. And
Ah,
on the interstate, I hydroplane. My car literally just
Yeah.
like my steering wheel just goes whoop, completely loose. And my
God.
car turned around in the same lane, like 70 miles an hour. I just started
Holy
going, I
fuck.
went from going like this to
Hi, guys.
I'm backwards,
Hi.
I'm backwards,
Hello.
I'm backwards in the same lane.
I have fucking Vin
It's
Diesel.
like 70 fucking miles backwards, and I'm gonna side like the fast lane, so it goes off the ledge and I hit the wall and
The massive concrete retention wall,
spin
275.
and spin out into the middle of the fucking interstate.
But you hit the driver's side or the passenger side
Freaked
first?
me out, holy shit.
Passenger side. My
Mm.
fiance got the worst of it. It was bad because
Is she
all
still
the-
married
all
you?
the- yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Fuck. That
All the-
insurance
all the-
policy.
All the airbags went off. It was
Game
honestly,
over.
It wasn't that much damage. It was really just damage to my rear quarter panel, and I had to replace some suspension components.
They
but,
just
like,
totaled
Oh,
it.
they didn't
they
total it?
didn't total it. I
No.
was
Christ.
pissed.
Crazy.
Get the fuck
I
out of
was
here.
pissed. I was like, okay, this is over with.
Dude,
I'll get my
You
money
want to know the
back.
crazy? How long was it in the shop for? Like 3 months?
What was the
Oh,
threshold that you were
it
so close from?
I had one of my cars in the shop
well,
for
at
5
that
months.
time, the car was
Crazy.
worth like 35 or 30 grand, and the damage was
20.
no, damage was like 15.
Oh, that's cool.
So I think everybody has a car that's bad luck. I had my Focus ST. It's the first car I ever bought brand new. I was like,
Mm.
man, I'm making it. Buy this car brand new off the lot. I had a Roush package on it, and then I fully built it like stage 3 E30, full. So it was full bolt on, slammed, wide body kit, everything, bro. That car, like I slammed that into a curb doing 70 because I
Oh,
thought I was king fucking
Whoa.
block. And
Damn. R.I.P.
yeah, dude, like the wheel was like facing the ground.
Wow.
And then I got out of the shop, driving home from San Antonio, and I was DD that night because I was like, man, I just got my car back. I had a fucking charter bus come in and like
Oh.
hit the front end of my car, and like they ran. Like there was a cop that saw it, so it was a hit and run, which was awesome. But they almost totaled my car. They gave me the option to total the car or fix it, and I was like, no, I want to fix this car. I want to fix this car.
Oh man.
5 months in the body shop, and I was just like,
Fuck, I should've
totaled
said
that
no.
fucking thing.
I should have said no.
So,
You
look,
want to hear something crazy? That his car was in the shop so long, and this had happened. He was used to this insurance rental car situation. He goes, "Fuck it, it's only because when I get a fun car." This motherfucker got a bright orange Jeep Renegade
Oh
as
my
a rental,
god.
and he drove it
Man,
for like 6 months.
I got a Kia Soul.
So wait, listen. So I go to get the rental car. The insurance is paying for it. So I'm like, I didn't think. I went to the body shop and they told me.
And they paid that long
they told
too.
me, oh, it should only be like a month. I was like, okay. So I go to get my rental car, and they had it was literally a bright orange, like
Cube,
clown
little
car.
cube.
It was like a clown.
It looked like a Kia Soul. It's a
And
square
I
like
go- and
that.
I looked
It's a
at it,
toaster.
And I immediately started laughing. And I was like, "That's the car." I want."
And it had like designs on it.
Oh
like it
my
had like
God.
a weird
All the
design.
sticker things.
Bro,
Yeah.
0 tint, bright orange.
Oh, dude, no tint's the
tiny,
fucking worst.
cube,
Oh,
And to be
fuck
honest,
that.
like that office that we had at the time was kind of in a rough area, so that you just have Michael rolling
next
through.
thing you know, I'm driving that car for like 4 or 5 months.
I'd be sitting in traffic because we lived together at the time.
Did you
So I'm
just
sitting
get
in
the
traffic,
windows
and
tinted?
I'm looking.
I should have.
Not only did we work together, we lived together. So I'm sitting there on the way home from work, both of us, and I'm looking at my rear view. And I'm just laughing because I see his little ass just.
Beepity beepity beepity.
Yeah, like I said, I got like
Brr,
Kia Soul, and like I mistreated that rental car. Like I would just be like, "Hey, y'all want to see if we can drift to Kia Soul?" I'm like ripping e-brakes and this fucking thing. And,
He 100% did that.
Yeah.
he
There's
100%.
no way
did
I would ever buy a rental.
Hell no.
No.
No,
way.
oh yeah, I abused
No
rentals.
one
I had a
cares about a
V6
rental.
Charger, and I was
Do you
like, "Let's
remember-
light them up."
Do you remember the Explorer that we got, and I put it up on 3 wheels?
Yeah, I have a picture of that. I have a picture of that.
There's a
By my
so
apartment
by his first apartment. There was like you could take the back entrance, but you had to go through the grass, and there was like this hill.
There was a big
And
dip
so-
from how many cars were taking it. It just eroded a little bit.
Yeah, it was like it would rain, so like the ground had kind of
It's
washed
like a canyon,
away.
like a mini canyon.
And so I took the rental Explorer through there, and I
Doop
like
doop.
dipped the tire there. It was like, bloop, and like the rear left tire came all the way up.
You could
and I
fucking like
just-
high centered on
I
it.
just left it there, and he took. a
He
picture of
left it there.
That was crazy.
Teetered.
And then when he got rid of that Mustang, I remember when he sold it because I drove with this man. He goes, I want to sell it. I'm done. I'm going to sell it. I found a buyer or a dealership that wants it in Stanford, Florida. For those of you who don't know, that's like 2 hours away.
Jeez.
So
A day trip in
I'm
Texas.
just saying it's not crazy, but
So he takes it
again,
on a
keep
road
in mind,
trip.
I'm not selling the fucking car. I'm just going with him.
You did.
So I get the car. I was like, all right, fine, we'll go. We go, and they lowballed the shit out of him, like the shit out of him.
Listen, they saw the car.
And he got mad. He got
You're
mad.
like, this
as
thing's fucked.
They saw
And he got super upset, rightfully so. But he looked at me and goes, I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw up right now. I don't want to be
I
here.
was ready to get in the car. I was moving from.
So in my head, I'm like, we just drove too fucking hours in
I'm
rush
gonna
hour
choke
traffic.
you.
To drive home.
3 lowered cars. I went from a Audi A4 Quattro lowered manual
Mm-hmm.
to a 335 IS lowered manual to my Mustang lowered manual. And then,
Sure.
You sound like you make poor life choices.
And then
I'm here
Yeah.
for it.
and then truck. And I
Truck.
was like, I
Oh,
went, I,
EcoBoost.
I went to the I went
You
to
can
the-
lower a truck,
Don't
You
do
know
that.
what
Don't
though?
do
You
that.
know what?
and they look good.
Mm.
Don't. No.
two-door-
What are we
a
saying?
Two-door with a
two-door
5-liter
EcoBoost.
lowered.
Do that. Mr. Torch, what are you
The 5 liters
saying?
with the 3.5 EcoBoost 2 doors, like tuned.
5-liter,
What's the matter?
2-door, slammed, tuned, Whipple supercharger. Be an adult.
Okay, well there you go. You got the supercharger. You already got turbos for the EcoBoost. You can
Okay.
tune them.
They're probably leaking oil and have bad wastegates.
But I did a couple thousand miles.
It's
That's-
just the
that's
key
probably
phaser
guaranteed.
is the main thing.
No, they got turbo problems on the EcoBoost too.
Oh yeah.
And
No,
I've
I'm
done
talking about-
I've done
okay,
short blocks
The
on it.
cam
At
phasers
80,000
is
miles,
enough to say no.
At
over-
80,000 miles, my 16 EcoBoost
It's like one of the
was
shittiest
leaking
engines.
Oil. But the turbos were leaking oil, and they
Okay.
wanted
Sounds about right.
$5,000 to fix it.
Mhm.
But at the same time, they said, also you have a coolant leak, and you need to replace like your rear diff, and
Holy fuck.
and also
Should have just gave him the keys and be like, I'm
also
done.
your front left control
A service
arm
advisor
is
told him
like,
that, like, you need to sell this car.
your front left control arm is like basically.
I've been like,
almost
fuck
jacked in
this thing,
half.
I'm
I was
done.
like, what? So I was
Mm-mm.
driving to his house, and I take a turn, and my truck goes. Like
It's like we had time. We had to catch a flight to leave for a work trip, so I was like, we
my
gotta go.
truck literally like it like shifted.
Should have just left it somewhere running and then hopefully someone stole it.
No, I was almost at his house, so I pulled into his house,
Yeah.
and I just said I left it there. I called the dealership. I said,
Yeah.
go get my truck.
I gotta. I don't know what he wants to
So
do.
they went up. They went, grabbed my truck, called me,
Oh,
told me all the
oh, get off my
problems, and I said,
Oh.
"Don't touch it." So I went, picked it up, took it to a different dealership, traded it in, and I let it go.
Why the fuck's there a phone in the bathroom?
Damn.
What you
Was this
mean?
Are we trying to do some
That's
P.
the
Diddy
thing.
shit?
We taking a.
Like there's a phone in the toilet room.
I'm
Like
saying, imagine you taking a shit and you're like,
falling in there?
no, what if you run out of toilet paper? You need your fucking ball scratch. I
Oh
don't know.
my god. Get a flashlight.
Yeah, I got questions. You know?
Mini bear. That's crazy. It looks just like it.
Because we got really drunk the night before. Bobby and I did. And the next morning I woke up and I was sitting on the toilet and I was like, oh my fucking head. And I was like, I looked at the phone and I was like, room service. So I picked up the phone and I was like, bring me coffee.
For the bathroom?
They brought up coffee, yeah. Yeah, they brought coffee.
That'll be $19.99 for a coffee.
No,
I
not
thought they brought it to the
I said,
bathroom.
you can just bring it.
Whoa.
If you could just bring it to the bathroom, please, I'll be
Oh my
That
god.
you?
Ooh, stay on track, Mr. Producer.
Shut the.
You gonna run out?
That's your boyfriend, Blue.
This is.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah.
Run out of it.
Um,
I'm gonna do that. You know,
Anyway,
like you got to be at the show tomorrow. Like, it's a long fucking way down. Like,
Oh yeah.
long way down.
we got kind of off topic there.
Yeah, we did.
He's got that fucking.
Oh boy.
I don't care. Like,
Fucking.
you're fucked.
Hell, fucking unleash a boo on you.
Jeez.
I got a cobra in my back.
Oh my
He's
god.
got a bag of snakes with him. You're gonna fall into the pit.
Got him his flute.
Pixie dust.
I hate it here.
But no, we got kind of off topic. I'm working at Ford, right? And Fred calls me and was like, our old service manager's like, he wants to talk to you. I was like, man, fuck that guy, Fred. He can call me if he wants to.
Mm.
And so he calls me. We set up like a meeting, and he's just like, I want you to come back. I was like, I don't want to work here again. I was like, I don't want to work on cars again. I'm just in college.
Dude, Christ.
God
So-
bless.
Fred, when I went full time at Ford as a heavy line tech, dude, they were fucking me over. They only gave me $1 more to go from part time to full time, like rebuilding EcoBoost. I'm like, no.
Yep, you can EAD.
So I told the old service manager that I was making like $5 more an hour than I was making at Ford.
It
then you
worked.
And
matched
he
it?
offered me 2 more than that.
So
to
you,
come back.
so you went up $7.
Oh fuck yeah!
Sold.
When I quit
Ding ding
at
ding
Ford, they were like, "Oh yeah, no, we'll give you $7 raise." I was like, "Where the fuck was that?" Like a
Right.
month ago. I was so
That
pissed
made well, honestly, that makes you wonder
how
how
much
long they
were
would have.
fucking me.
Yeah,
Well,
how long they would have waited because they were like, "We
See,
got it," just you
and
didn't ask.
That's probably the case with a lot of people. A lot of people
Exactly.
No, they lowball you on purpose.
And
to do
so
that shit.
I
That's
was
really
like,
big
you know what?
corporations.
I was like, I'm gonna just move my shit. I was like, I'm not gonna stay here for that just because
the fact
I was
you
so
didn't do
pissed
it.
off that they
Yeah.
offered it like that. Like as soon as I
At that point, you should have been like, "All right, 14."
Well, listen, most of these teachers are making
I'm
And then
a
recorded, actually.
dude. My best flat
Why are you
rate
whispering it?
month ever in my
You
career.
don't want big dealer to know.
Big
Yeah.
dealership.
Don't
Might
let
be
them know.
watching.
Don't
Dude.
tell the truth.
The best flat rate month I ever had in my career. I times it by the dealership labor rate, and I just got mad
Oh, for
because
sure.
I was like, I didn't even see a fucking
Yeah, you can't start counting the boss
fifth
man
of
money.
that. Man, I got started getting fucking angry, man. But yeah, I left there, went back to Toyota, and from there I became expert certified. Then I got more ASEs. I started doing used cars because there was more hours, and I just grinded that. And then my wife got pregnant, so I
No.
withdrew from college because I was like, well, I know how to do two things. I know how to make drinks. I know how to fix cars. And so I'm like a semester away from having a bachelor's degree, which sucks.
Oh, dude. You
I could go back and do it,
You
but
still
like,
do it,
but there's no point. And so I just said, all right, I got to make it work wrenching. And then one day, Fred was an advisor at the time.
Mm.
Really?
Freddie?
You
Fred-
were an
Fred was an advisor.
Flintstone?
Hey, wait,
Advising?
you an advisor? You were a service manager.
I said you need a new car.
Yeah, Fred was a service advisor.
He looks like a service manager.
Yeah, he does.
And they fucking
Because these cars are disgusting. You
they
need to know.
fired him for asking questions.
Fred?
So basically, the dealer I worked at, the menu item, when they would ring it up for the customer, it would be like $100 more because of all these fees, all this. And Fred's like, if it's a menu price,
Mm.
you need to fix the menu.
That is Fred to a T. Not knowing him that well, just knowing how he is and how he seems, that makes sense.
And later that day, after their advisory
Hey
meeting,
man, this isn't right. Like that just yells Fred to me.
later that day after that meeting, they fired him.
That
Oh,
sucks.
shit, that's fun.
And so
Freddie Mac.
he started working on cars again out of his father-in-law's garage, and we were in contact for a while, and I kind of got this feeling that it wasn't going to happen, like it's just pushing off. Then he was like, fuck the dealer, I want to open a shop, and I want you to be like, my lead tech for me. And I was like, bet, when I move my box.
Isn't it crazy? That's how things work out. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You never wanted
Sometimes
to
you
be
gotta take
you didn't
that
want to be a
leap.
dealer. You didn't want to be a mechanic.
You gotta
anymore.
do it.
You didn't want to work for Ford. You did. Because you worked for Ford, you ended up working for Toyota for more money. Because you did that, you ended up getting certified. Because you did that, you met Fred. Because you did that, Fred. Or because he got fired.
No, I worked with Fred. I did my apprenticeship.
Or
under
better
him, and
said,
like our paths
you got the
just came
opportunity
back.
to work with Fred
And now-
afterwards. 'cause
Now
you
we've
were
been
there while he
working
got
together
fired.
for almost 10 years, the last 10 years.
That's crazy.
and-
It's been that long.
Well, since
Not
Since he started the shop?
I-
2-3
Oh,
years ago.
okay.
the shop will be 2 years in May, but I started
Mhm.
working at the dealer in early 2015. That's when I met Fred.
How's that going?
So
How's the
it'll
shop-
be-
How's the shop doing?
good. We've been getting a lot busier.
Mm.
I've been having big jobs. Like I did a air ride lift kit on an AVS Tundra, like a 2024
Oh, so you guys do like custom work?
Westcott.
too,
Well, it's a
not just-
Westcott
not just,
lift.
like maintenance type stuff.
We do it all. So I did a well, we don't really do custom, I guess. We do lift kits.
And he
Sure.
claimed you only did Toyotas, but I caught him once.
What?
I go,
We do Lexus too.
I was like, is that a Cadillac? And he goes, oh my god, bro, that's Fred's dentist.
Oh, that fucking Escalade, dude. Yeah.
Is that an
That
Escalade?
was Fred's
He's
dentist.
like, no
but
way, bro. I didn't even realize I posted that.
yeah, but we do
I outed him.
fuck dude, I did an evaporator core on a GX 470 like
Mm.
last week before I left. Fucking hate interior work.
Now, that being said, mechanics are, you guys all do the same type of work, but for those of you thinking of leaving a dealership, how do you feel about your work at a dealership versus being at an independent shop where, you're somebody there and you have trust with the owner of the shop and you know everything that's happening?
And also, do you feel there's a certain risk that comes with that? It's a new shop, obviously.
Yeah, no,
there
I-
has to be continued business.
I
for
went
that
back
shop
and
to stay
forth for a
open.
very long time with my wife. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? And I had this feeling of like if I decide to stay, because I started making good money at the dealer, like
So
doing
that
doing-
traps you. It's hard.
I was doing used cars
mean,
and Toyota mainline.
Yeah,
and
you
I
schemed
started-
your way into a $7 raise.
Yeah.
You're making good money.
Oh no, I got an extra. So what did I have? I had another $6 over the 2.5, 3 years I was at Toyota since I came back.
Damn.
Yeah, I was made
Next.
pretty good money,
Yeah, that's nice.
and it just I was like, what if it doesn't work out? What if this? And I feel like I can always come back to Toyota.
You can. That's always in your back pocket if you need it.
No, they threatened to sue me, but
Never mind.
that's all because it's something I posted on the internet.
What about Ford? You always got them.
Yeah, but
Those
like-
there'll always be an ego beast needs fixing.
yeah, I just felt like if I didn't take this chance,
I'm gonna ship
it was gonna do well, and that's like an opportunity missed. I always could have gone and worked for him after it, but I'm with him from the beginning. He doesn't have kids, so I'm gonna try to like be the one who takes it over when he retires.
When he
That's my
goes,
goal.
yeah, that's good.
That is good.
That's good.
My nose bleeding.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
shit. No way.
Fucked up.
Aquaphor. Aquaphor. Aquaphor.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
No, the actual nose.
Oh.
My nose is just fucking dry, man. It's the desert. I didn't do enough sailing. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
So let's talk about you.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a long story.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Where'd you start?
So I actually started working at a Honda dealer in New Jersey probably about 19 years ago, and moved from between New Jersey, North Carolina, worked for different.
dealer in Jersey.
Yep, undisclosed.
Okay.
Anyway, they don't exist anymore, so they got bought out. But yeah, so I worked there as a kid. I started as a parking lot guy, parking cars.
The porter.
Yeah, I guess for the used car department.
Oh, so you didn't come in as a
No. So when I was younger,
Out of high school.
so actually I got kicked out of high school.
Okay.
So
Nice.
that's usually not a good
So
thing.
you thought you put up rookie numbers.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
hey, you got the-
sorry, I'm only being real. So anyway, so I got kicked out of high school. My dad had this old Honda Accord. I don't know. I liked it, and it was always interesting. I don't know where I
Yeah,
saw
you
people with
too, whatever.
cars, and I always got interested in it. And I said, well,
Bathroom.
this might be something I might like to do. I took the police test, the fire test, this test, every test, and I passed a few of them, and I wound up taking interest in cars.
Okay.
So I went and worked at a dealership because that's how that's where you usually go.
Yeah.
I liked Hondas, so I was like, let me go work at Honda, right? So my voice is kind of gone from today from talking so much.
That's fine, man.
So anyway, so now they wouldn't let me go in the shop, because I wanted to work on them. Like, no, you got to go to school. So I went to UTI. I wasted $30,000, and I mean, money wise, yeah.
You say
Overpriced.
you didn't need it. You needed the certification. You didn't need the course.
Well, no, I need to learn. I didn't know shit about cars,
Oh, okay.
but the price was
It's crazy.
overpriced.
It was crazy. Yeah.
Not worth the price.
What other options do people have?
So I mean, you can go work in a private shop.
Yeah,
or
but I'm
something
saying
like
if
that.
you
Someone
want to get
that's willing
certified, you
to-
have to go there.
Somebody's willing to, like, hey, look, maybe they grew up around cars. Their parent, uncle,
Yeah, so they're
whatever,
okay with that.
grandfather, and they're like, okay, listen, we're gonna do this on this car. Watch me take this apart. Watch what tool I use. Pay attention to how this works, and then have them do it. But that's what they wanted from me, so I went and did that. And I graduated and did what I had to do. I learned a lot of shit. I knew nothing about cars other than I liked them. So I would say I got a good education out of it. I would say.
Okay.
I just think it was just overpriced. I was a little over a year. So I wound up graduating with like a 3.9 GPA. I did pretty good.
You're good at it.
So I mean, I guess I had, I think, like student a course and a couple automatic transmissions, hot rod 1 and 2,
Rod of transmission.
and I think was I think basic electric or something like that, and the rest of them were like just regular pass the class. So I did pretty good, not to brag or anything, but then after that I went to try to go back to the Honda dealer. Oh, we don't have any room for you.
That's fucked.
So I was like, fuck.
Typical
Then I had
dealership.
family moving down South Carolina. We were leaving New Jersey. We were getting the hell out of the hellhole. And after that, I said, okay, well, I want to stay here because this is where I'm from. I'm used to this. So I tried to stay there, and they said, okay, well, we could put you in a Nissan dealer. And I was like, fuck that. I don't know if I want to fuck with that. I wanted to go to Honda, right?
Right.
So I did that for like 6 months. That didn't work out. And I was like, fuck this. I'm changing oil. Fuck these cars. These are pieces of shit. These cars are garbage. Right. So now I wound up caving in and moving down south. I started working at a Honda dealer in Charlotte. I worked there for a few years, and then I transferred to a couple other stores. I've been all over there. I'm like a Honda whore.
Yeah.
So I've been to a bunch of different shops. Some, a lot of it was due to, wages. Because that's what these dealers do. They don't want to pay. You know, they want to play games. Like I even heard,
They
oh,
got
I
the fucking
lowballed
money
this
to
guy.
pay. They just
I
don't.
lowballed him.
Well, I'm assuming
What the fuck?
they assume you're expendable.
Yeah, and I think
There's a line of you behind you.
Sure, exactly. They want to lowball the guy.
And the thing is, unfortunately, that is
Sure.
the very first. I'm sure the very first place that a new mechanic will look for work is a
Sure.
dealership.
yeah, for sure.
They'll run to a
Yeah.
dealership. It's just the easiest
Sure.
way to get a job.
Dealerships probably make so much money on their service department.
Well, you got to also
What do you mean
understand
probably?
too.
You've
But
been to a
here's the
dealership
thing.
in your car. It's
They
crazy.
make so much money on their service department, and they look at tech salaries as an expense, and that is
Sure.
and at the end they fuck up.
I mean, think about
Well,
it like this: it's a
there's a
business.
pro and
They have to
con.
make money.
Yeah,
My old dealer is $200 an hour for the labor rate,
which is fucking.
or it's
insane.
$199.95 technically.
Sure.
And I'm making just easy numbers. It's $200. I'm making $25 an hour, so it leaves $175 for them to
Yeah.
pay the lights, pay this, pay
Sure.
this, that, and the other, like all that stuff, right?
How many techs work there?
Well, the first time I worked there, we had like 14 of us, and then the second time we had like 30 to 35.
Well, not every dealership has the same amount of personnel, so
30 to 35.
depends on what brand it is. You know,
Crazy.
some have
It's a big
10,
dealership.
some have 30.
It's really not though, because you can have 35 techs, but if each tech's only making 50, 60 hours a paycheck,
And
too many
was
fucking
each
techs.
tech, constantly
Busy.
work busy.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
No, you don't
when I was
fight.
in shops, I mean, that's why I moved around a lot because, you know, you'd make money somewhere for a little while, and all of a sudden it'd dry up. They'd change something in the store. They'd maneuver something around, and it just wouldn't. People wouldn't mesh with that, and they're like, "Nah, fuck this. I'm not doing that. Oh no, this is bullshit."
I can
It's everywhere. It's not
imagine,
just Honda. It's everywhere.
That's dealerships.
It's all, yeah. But so now going back to what I was saying. So then I wrote service for a little while after I got hurt. I hurt my back. I was out of the game for a couple of years, and then I learned that side of the business. Seeing what's going on with that, and I always said, all right, well, maybe I'll give this a shot. So I wanted to move up to be a service manager. I was getting tired of working on cars after like 12 years. I mean,
I'm sure it gets old. Yeah.
I've had enough of the bullshit. So it's all politics, snakes, rats, jerk offs. They're all assholes. So,
Jersey just came out.
but the thing is,
forget about it.
yeah.
I could tell it just popped out.
So
right there.
so now, right? So it was all right, and I got tired of people after a while. I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm tired of this one. No good. So I went to back to working on cars, and I went back. Now I work at Acura. I've been there for a while. So it's the same shit.
Do you like Acura? The brand?
I mean, it's
No.
not what it used to be. I will say that it's not the same.
Well,
Not
I
no
love
car is
Toyota,
the same. I
fucking ain't what
mean,
it used to be.
I will say there's other brands that are stepping up when they do fuck up something. They are going above and beyond, and that
Dude,
is Toyota.
I used to want the TL. Like,
What year? That's the question.
Michael, we've already established you make poor life choices.
2011. I mean,
Those weren't too bad. I mean, they had
I
a couple
like- I
issues,
like the
nothing
body
crazy.
style, though.
Sure. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Only because I like the rear of that car. They were kind of wide.
Sure. And then it had like the
And I
little
like
V-shaped
I
trunk.
like four-door sedans. They
Sure.
were wide.
Say take
because you
bitches
could
only.
stand them, and then
Yep, they
they
had the
would
little
sit.
3.7 in there, all-wheel drive. It
Yeah.
was a nice car.
That's why when I had the A4
They look
Quattro
good
Audi,
slam.
it was kind of similar in like,
Smaller
body
interior.
style, yeah, and
Yeah.
it was with inline four turbo.
Sure.
So it was like similar engine
The-
setup.
The
Yep.
K series? In the
So
2011, would that be a K series, right?
So the TL's a J series engine,
J?
3.7 liter, all-wheel drive or two-wheel.
No, the four banger.
Which one? Oh, in Acura, the Type S RSX is a K20.
Yeah, it's K series, right?
Yeah. And then the TSX had a K24.
Did they not?
They're
Did they not
time
use
chain.
the same as Infinity?
Infinity's Nissan.
No,
That's right.
yeah, that's Gizmo.
They all have the bum ass
Like the
VQ35 that's
the
like
VQs.
every
Oh,
350Z
okay,
owner
heard
straight
that.
pipes it.
Oh,
and it
yeah,
sounds like a
double
fucking
throttle body
dying
bullshit.
turtle.
Or the G35s.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with the 350Z.
No.
I was obsessed with that car.
Something wrong with you.
I love that car. Bro, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. I saw that car. I was like,
I'd like to see.
That's
you get
the
in
one.
350Z.
that's what I'm saying. Thank God I didn't get it. Because today I'd have been like, this
Sure.
fucking sucks. Getting in and out of this thing is awful.
Yeah, they're tight. Yeah, so after that, I've been working on cars since. I'm trying to get the hell out of it, though.
Really?
Yeah, oh, yeah, I've had enough.
I'm sure
I
over,
just love
over
tools.
the years.
I'm a tool crackhead.
Yeah.
And that's
I'm
probably
just
what
a
keeps me
crackhead.
working on cars is tools. That is bad to say.
Tools are cool, man.
So let me ask when was the first
Full
time
disclosure,
you
I'm not a crackhead.
used
So I actually didn't start really purchasing Vim tools till probably about a year ago. I started really, doing some homework, and I'm a big Snap-on guy. I
lot
love
of people are.
Snap-on shit. I probably have like 80 fucking Snap-on ratchets.
A lot of
I mean,
people are.
you know what it is. This is what I was brought up on. Like when I was younger, the tool trucks would come around. It would be Snap-on, and I was like, you know what? I like the brand. Yeah, a lot of the stuff is expensive. Some of it's overpriced. Yes, some of it may not be the best in that particular
Category.
tool.
But back in the day,
But
Snap-on was better than anything else. in
sure,
its class.
and they were,
Because,
and
like,
they
the
still
best-
are
The
in a
next
sense.
best thing anybody else could get their hands on at the time were Craftsman.
Sure.
Well, and think
Yeah.
about it, when we all first started wrenching, like all these brands, like all these options weren't available.
But you also
I had
gotta
3
also
tool trucks
understand,
all
too.
over a
Y'all
dealer.
are way younger than I am. Like I remember, like
Clay was using like rocks. He was clacking them together.
Jesus.
like my grandfather.
He had the Flintstones.
had like a
Feet-
a set of
feet replacement.
Craftsman, and they were really nice tools for
Yeah.
most people back then, right?
I started my
But-
career at Craftsman Tools.
Yeah, but
Like,
see,
he had a Snap-on ratchet.
Sure.
Like, and that was the
That was your
ratchet,
first
like,
box,
on the
right? Snap-on box. That was off rip. You bought a Snap-on box.
Yeah.
but
So-
you also got to
Started my career
understand
at
too,
Craftsman,
though.
then I got a Snap-on.
Not to cut you off, I don't mean to
Yeah.
be rude. So you also got to understand too is the cars weren't like they were today.
Mhm.
So the tools that you needed were not as many.
They're more
as-
generic. It's not as
Correct.
specialized. Now it's specialized.
The average technician was spending it like on the higher expert level, maybe $30,000 to $35,000
Right.
to have
Everything, yeah,
you need.
that's not-
toolbox.
That's
all
like
that.
opening order today.
Correct. And now, $100,000,
Mhm.
$200,000,
Which is
depending on what
crazy.
you do.
And,
That's
and, you throw
That's
numbers
if
like
you
that
don't have to
around,
buy
but
a
it's true.
scan
Like people
tool.
don't understand
It's
that.
insane. It's so much
It
money.
adds up.
You
It's
know,
so much money.
and you may
crazy.
not buy all that in 1 week. I mean, I know I spend a shitload of money on tools. I'm like every week I'm going retarded crazy. But the thing is that some of it's a want, some of it's a need. Some guys are like, hey, listen, oh, I like that ratchet. Some are gonna fuck it. I'll just buy whatever I want.
So there's always
don't
what you
care.
spent, what you owe,
Sure,
and
and
what it's worth.
me
I wonder
ask
what
you
your tool
this.
equity is.
So this is
Oh,
one of my things, right? So I know you guys have both worked in shops.
sure,
So there's always that guy in the shop. He never wipes his tools off. He
Oh,
leaves
yeah.
his shit laying in oil dry and all that.
mhm,
Like
Man.
when I grew up, I bought my first Snap-on ratchet in '93.
yep,
So
I would not
it was
even
a-
born.
It was
That's
a
crazy.
lot of money, at
I
the
was a
time.
little
It was
kid.
I think it was like $80-90, right? Yeah, it was a lot of
90
money for that.
bucks in
Yeah.
'93.
It was like 80 or 90. It was,
Yeah.
Fuck me running.
Now they're
it was a pretty good
200.
amount.
That's a lot of money.
So like, I remember the struggle it took to pay for that first ratchet.
Sure, you want to
And,
take care of that thing.
Like, right. So like, I would always wipe it off and make sure it was clean before I put it up. And,
Yep.
Like,
Oh, you're back.
I had a guy that worked in my shop. He never wiped his shit off. It would
Mhm.
be his tools would be left in oil dry, and like
Yeah.
he would
Okay,
sweep it
it's-
up in a pile and pull all his tools out. Like
Well, my
it
buddy
drove
did that
me
for us.
insane just
Mm-mm.
because the cost, of that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even my
Well,
tools.
I mean, the thing too is, that does make sense. Sure. I mean, we spend a lot of money on this stuff. Somebody that really values their possessions, it doesn't just need to be tools. Like you go take
Anything, and you'd
Look
hope
at- look at
everything's
their
like that.
house. Like go take a look at their house. They keep it clean.
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
how's their car look? Is there fucking McDonald bags in the
Yeah,
back?
and you
seat?
would hope
You
that
know,
you'd
you don't
think
know.
that if you're paying for something, you're paying for it, but it's just not the case for a
Sure.
lot of people.
These guys are
Some
like,
people
oh,
really
fuck it,
don't
it's a
care.
tool, who cares? I don't care.
It's a
But
crazy concept.
then when it goes missing,
Or
or someone else breaks it, now it's a problem.
Yeah.
But they can,
Stay up to, like,
I get
fucking
what
3
you're
a.m.
saying, sure. But yeah, no, I think that with me going out, I've been playing with Vim tools.
real.
I have a bunch of different, ratcheting wrenches with the bit sets.
Mhm.
I have a
Oh,
few of
we
your what's it called? The swivel double locking swivels, the impact ones, the chrome ones.
And now you could tell me you fucking hate them.
Sure.
I want your honest opinion. What do you think about it as a whole? How
A product in general, all the
general,
products, or just what I've
what you've used first, and then the product in general.
So, to be completely transparent, it is a really good product. It's at a good price that somebody that's just getting started can
Uh-huh.
afford. Versus say Snap-on
Yeah.
or whatever brand that's out there that's a competitor or whatever. As far as preference, I mean, I'm a Snap-on guy.
Yeah, it's fair.
I love Koken tools as well. They've grown on me tremendously over the last year. They do make quite a good,
They do. They
good
make good
tool.
stuff.
You know what I'm saying? But everybody makes a certain tool good.
Yep.
Like you can't have one company just says, "Oh, I make every tool perfect."
I feel like
it's impossible.
I feel like in the tool world, you have to respect good product. Like
Sure.
Vim makes good products. Koken makes good products. Snap-on makes good products. Like Koken ratchets. I mean,
Sure.
like, y'all felt them.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
nice.
They're fucking awesome.
They're nice.
I mean, you could tell the difference in like
I mean, let's
certain
be honest.
tools
I
are
mean,
made with
Snap-on
love. I don't know.
ratchet,
I don't know how to
280 is a
explain it.
great
It's
fucking ratchet.
different.
I feel like, but nowadays, I feel like if you open a toolbox and you see only one brand, that person is just extremely biased and doesn't
Hashtag
care to
shill.
look anywhere else.
Oh.
Sure.
Like there's no need for just one brand in a toolbox anymore.
Correct.
Whereas now there's so many good options from different brands for different
Correct.
specific needs.
Well,
Hey,
now that
You're
times have
right,
changed,
and that's what I was saying
new
earlier.
things
like,
have come to the marketplace.
These weren't there 10 years ago.
Sure.
So I could only afford one truck, so I picked the best one.
Exactly.
Snap-on.
Yeah, every
fair.
Rip
And
Edge,
I
Koken,
mean, Matt didn't
Snap-on,
really show up.
Vim,
Cornell
Lyle.
existed.
There's all kinds
but
of Mayu.
I picked Snap-on.
There's all kinds of shit out there.
Exactly.
And that's what's cool is, elephant in the room is no longer the elephant in the room.
Exactly. Like, it's more, especially with, the age of all different social media and people
Sure.
talking about their experience.
And
And
then,
it,
oh, look at this guy. Wow, he's
Exactly.
talking about this tool, or hey, he likes that, or whatever.
well, and
No.
this is actually made by these people. It's
Sure.
very similar. It's a little different, but it's not that different.
Correct.
It's all starting to become known.
Side note, go to the Cabo
Correct. People are
booth. They
not
have
stupid.
Matco
They know.
branded tools.
They go on the tool trucks. They know companies
They have
out there
upside
that
down.
they're
That's
making
super
tools
fucked
and
up.
they're doing
The
things.
customer, you don't do that to your
And they're
customer.
starting to pick
They
up
don't
on
let people
stuff.
take pictures.
I'm not going to
They
say
come out.
exactly what,
There's
but
a lot of people.
But that's
on
why we don't
social
work
media
with them.
that
Anyway.
out
That
tool
stupid
companies,
shit.
They'll say like,
Because
oh,
they don't give.
They're
they
big
don't
enough
make
where they
this,
can do that, though.
This company.
Not
makes
just
this.
not
Sure.
gonna end that contract.
It's Harbor Freight. It's
Like,
Harbor Freight. That's
most of the
their
time,
their
Sure.
bread and butter.
they're wrong.
Yeah, but they're not gonna end
Yeah.
that contract.
Most of the time,
Yeah.
people
They had an
are trying
Icon
to
12 wrench in their
outdo
Yeah.
for certain things. They're always
Conspiracy.
wrong.
sure.
And the company that like they're blaming or the company that they're talking about can't
Yeah, they can't
rebut
say
it
anything. Right.
because it's like okay,
No.
you can't really come out and say what the truth is.
Yeah.
So you just have to leave it alone. But
Sure.
most of
That
the
backlash
people on
there.
social media trying to think
It's
or
funny
trying to express what the tool industry
Yeah.
is completely
Tool industry is cutthroat and dirty. I tell you
Because
about
I've
it.
seen
You know, that,
videos
Super.
until I started doing this page, man.
influencers
they're
who
fucking
would say
ruthless.
this tool's made
Super.
by this company and this company just rebrands it. I'm like, that's not true.
Sure.
Of course, I'm not gonna say
So what do? Correct them, tell them the correct things, and then go say it.
right. So like, I'm thinking, I've been at the factory and I've watched them make.
Yeah.
I know who builds that tool.
Sure.
And this guy is 100% wrong, and he's
Sure.
arguing
But
with
you
everybody.
can't
in the
change his
company.
mind.
Well, I'm not gonna say anything.
Well,
like
see, I think more or
that.
less
I can't say anything.
the frustration
Now,
is
especially,
the wrong information's being put out there. So it's like
There's no one to check it either.
and you can't fact check it because there's other legal things that be like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Any type of following.
Sure.
in the
And it's
tool
usually
world.
user 62543 with
Yeah.
2 followers.
Well, I tell-
yeah.
Listen, we get comments on some of our
Sure.
stuff. People say, "Oh, good old Temu products."
Sure.
We're like,
Temu.
like couldn't be more.
Well, not even that. Even when they try to found something and they try to connect the dots from
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
they found, and it's
Yeah.
completely blatantly wrong. He'll say, "This is so stupid. Like, how do
Yeah.
we answer this?" I'm like, don't let
You know
them
what
let them put the
kills
wrong
me
thing out there
is-
so that nobody knows what.
As
Like,
they'll say,
what?
that's the same thing that sold at Harbor Freight. And
Yeah.
like
That's like
we know that's
everybody's
not true,
fucking
but
leg
you
to stand
can't
on.
Say that, right? Like it's you can make two tools and both of them look the same. One of them can be really good and one
Yeah.
of them can be really crappy, right?
Or
Like,
one
really
can be
bad.
made in USA, one can be made in Taiwan. And you're like, all right, well, which one's which?
Mhm.
You know?
Well, yeah, it's really complicated in the tool industry. There's a lot of ins and outs that people don't understand unless you are in it every day.
Sure.
And a lot of these influencers that try and be like the truth tellers.
Yeah.
There's still stuff
You know,
that we
they
don't
just-
fully
they hear-
understand.
They hear rumors a lot of times.
Oh,
and
yeah.
People express it as fact.
Yep.
And the companies cannot actually come out and say what the truth is because they'll get in trouble with either their customers or
Or
their franchisees.
whatever
Now, you want to know
contract they
what's
have.
crazy is that the biggest conspiracy theorist in terms of the tool industry that unfortunately is always right is my father. It's crazy. Me and him will sit there and look at each other and be like, "What is he talking about? No, there's no way." And he's like, "I've done it a little bit longer than you, so
He's coming
Come
up
find
with-
out, like
he hits
3
you with
months.
that.
3 months later, we find out it's true. I look at him like, we can't tell him. We cannot
he's
tell him.
coming out left field. I'm like, oh yeah, they're owned by this company. And we're
Like the funniest,
no
the
way.
funniest thing.
But it's on a
since I've
corporate
been
level.
Working at them that I've seen personally is like there's a big conspiracy about our ratchets. You know about how bad our ratchets were,
That's crazy.
and you know Project Farm is the god of all tool tests. Period. Right.
Yeah.
So he did his test on the ratchets, and the snap-on ratchet broke at this number.
Mm-hmm.
I do a video using the same type of machine with our ratchet, and it far exceeds the breaking point of the snap-on.
By like a
ratchet.
third.
A long way. It wasn't like it was close, right? I mean, it whooped its ass.
What did I say? Hold my beer.
And then people's like, well, it's still garbage because it's made in Taiwan.
Oh. Oh.
I was like, really?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. You're gonna have people that are brand loyal. Like, I wouldn't say I'm
Which is
fully brand
fine.
loyal. I just
Your eyes are open, but you like
I'm
a
obsessed with-
brand.
I
That's
would say-
fine.
Also,
more of
you
this-
can be
I'm
brand.
obsessed with it.
You
Bro,
can
I
be
got a
brand
Snap-on tattoo.
loyal,
I got
right?
enough, like,
But,
we're
like
talking.
if a tool's good, it's good.
Sure,
and you
I'll give
can
it.
say it's
like,
good.
Like that was the first thing I was telling
Fucking
him.
on my
Is I
arm.
said,
Like,
look,
right there. In front of your
it's not really my flavor. You know, I'm not really a green guy. You know,
Which is
'cause
that's
it's
what I'm
all
saying.
green.
That's just preference.
I wish,
That's normal.
I wish it was high vis or
But
different
exactly,
color,
but-
or I'll make it black or red, different. But that's you guys.
But see, that's you seeing
You know-
it, saying this is why, not just shit.
You know, I mean, I
Yeah.
never thought it was garbage. I would
was
just like to see it made here. You know what I mean? That would be
The
cool.
biggest, or the
I agree with
worst,
you.
I think theory that I've seen was a popular person on YouTube
Sure.
said that Vim and Easy Red were owned by the same
Oh,
company.
fuck.
Which is
false.
crazy.
And we were like,
Totally forgot about this.
Which we know the owner of Easy Ray. We know Luke. He's super cool.
yeah, we're friends
Sure.
with them. You're not the same company.
See, but that's the other thing.
Well, not even that,
too.
it just
We're
it was a
People
blatant.
don't
like,
realize that
they
a
were
lot
like we're
of
in the
tool
same building.
companies are-
One was in
are friends
Farmingdale,
with
one
each
was
other.
in.
Yeah. But
Or no,
let
not
me-
Farmingdale.
that's the other
thing
thing, like-
Vim is not owned by any company.
Sure.
Vim is Vim.
Like, not everybody on YouTube knows
Mhm.
the whole thing about how long I've been in the tool side of stuff.
Sure.
So it was a long
YouTube's
time
pretty
before I
cutthroat,
went
too.
to work with them.
Motherfuckers in
Mhm.
there.
But everybody knows everybody in
What do
the
you mean,
tool world.
bro?
It don't matter if the
It's
picture's
just like
from
the tool
China,
trucks.
Taiwan,
Yep.
Ain't nobody tough in
Thailand,
person.
Pakistan,
It
wherever.
doesn't matter,
They're
yeah.
not tough in
you know,
person.
they all know
No,
everybody.
they don't say nothing.
Because when you go to trade shows, like today, I guarantee you, if I own Milwaukee, I would send them a bill.
Yeah.
100%. Because their people spent more time in our booth than they did in their own booth. And why is that?
This is true.
Why is that?
Milwaukee's in the coking booth too. They're coming looking at our products
Yeah.
and like what it is.
They they might as well pull out a microscope and like inspect this shit. Like they really.
Oh, you would see they send recon people out from all different
You know,
countries.
funny
Oh,
is
it's
we
oh,
were
does
very
it come in
open to
this
them.
millimeter? Does it come in? How does this
We're-
work?
we're very
Nothing.
open to
No,
them
no.
about the fact that, like,
Yeah.
they're looking at our stuff.
Sure.
So we'll walk up to them and be like, we can just send it to you. Like, you don't have to
Yeah.
come sign
So
our shit.
we was at another tool show.
Maybe they
And
feel weird or
Two of the Milwaukee reps was over there inspecting and like taking pictures with their cell phone, trying not to let us see they was taking pictures, right? So they're doing this number like, "Hey, how are you guys?" And I'm like,
wow.
I walked straight up to him. I'm like, "Hey, I will send you some high res photos, all of those if you want them. I'll give you the drop." Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
Like I did it, and they're like, "We're good."
Yeah, we'll see.
Sure.
And there was another time. So his dad, who we call Dr. Gadget,
Yeah.
he goes, "Oh, it's over there." He goes,
It's recording us right now.
So he walks up to one of the Milwaukee reps in our booth, looking at our stuff. He goes, his phone, like the volume's on. So he goes,
You don't give a shit.
and she goes, "You just take a picture of me?" He goes, "Damn right. You're looking at my shit." She goes, "Oh," and then she walked off.
So let me tell you about
Like
Mr.
your dad,
Producer
man,
here
you know.
today.
Like, who's this freak?
He's got to that point. Like, oh,
Secret agent, tool agents.
So let me tell you about Mr. Producer today. So
Yeah.
Milwaukee people's over in our booth and they're fingering everything in there. I told Mike, I said, go over there and we'll take your picture with them and we'll
Wording.
post it on our page and we'll be like,
Tag,
where
you're in.
where do you think Milwaukee gets their new tool ideas?
Oh man, that would be.
Well, the thing
Ouch.
is, a lot of the stuff that we have, that they're looking at, is patented. We own the patent.
Sure.
They can't do it unless we do it for for them, or
they pay
unless
royalty.
they find a way around the patent,
Yeah.
which is kind of sneaky. But
Well, that's what Harbor Freight does with like the new
So-
Ratchet is a take on the dual 80, but
Oh,
they
yeah.
change the paw to a single paw
Yep.
that acts as the
Yep.
same as the double paw, so they don't patent infringe.
So
Correct.
Listen, in this country,
And then they
it's
put a
capitalism. That's just
synergy
how it works.
style.
It's the name of the game.
But in all fairness, it has made the tool business
Cutthroat.
have better tools.
It's much more competitive now.
It is, right. Right. So you can't say
And
this
cutthroat.
brand has the
Yeah.
best.
I mean, you
of
see
things.
people step their game up year after year
But
because of that.
happens in
Like, oh,
everything,
fuck,
right?
we're losing
Or they're
sales.
gone. They're
We
either
gotta
gone.
do better. We gotta do
Exactly.
better.
Yeah, either you make a better tool or you go out of business.
Yeah,
like
I
that's,
mean,
that's
So
that's
it has
true.
benefited the industry as a
Because
whole.
It has
Yeah.
made it way better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, tools have come a long way.
Oh yeah,
Since 30 years ago. I mean, 30 years is
fuck,
not
since
that
10
long.
Sure.
years ago.
Well, also too, we didn't have this many tools either. Now
No.
that these cars have gotten more
Think of all the
advanced,
specialty tools that are
like you gotta
So,
think about how
like
many
I say,
SKUs that are on.
I said before, you
out
guys
there.
are way younger than me. I remember my dad and my grandfather raising hell because they bought a car that had metric bolts on it.
Yeah, it is, bro.
Right? My dad's like, what
See,
the hell
I get
is
pissed
this?
off when
Sure.
I see SAE.
I'm like,
So-
throw that shit in the
But you
trash.
gotta remember, like, these people have bought
Chinese.
tools and they're at the end of their wrenching career.
Sure,
right?
sure.
So that would be like tomorrow
You
I
flip
get
they
it.
come out with another design where you have to buy all new
Fuck, that's
tools
crazy.
Sure.
to make it
working
fit
on
this
that.
car.
Yep.
I'll be
Right.
30 in
I'd
June.
be
So
like,
like to even change
see ya.
the oil, it was like a
21st.
Datsun,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Just
nothing
kidding,
fit
I'm
the
turning
drain
29
port.
Yep.
It's crazy.
So you have to buy a special set
How
of
much
wrenches
easier
and
would life
sockets.
be if
just to work
everything was
on
a
that car.
standard? Either it was just metric or
Honestly,
SAE.
If
the
the United
world
States
would
could get the
be-
fucking metric
That's
system,
what I'm
you know, we
saying.
could maybe make some
If everything
progress.
was just the same.
Everything would be way better off if they're like, okay, everything's going to be standard tools from now. And like, what sucks is
Yeah.
somebody's going to come out with a Torx plus -3.
Oh,
Pretty soon, just so
Everything
you have to buy
changes.
all new shit.
everything changes.
It's probably gonna be Tesla or some stupid.
Well, you gotta
motherfucker,
understand
like,
too.
will be
There is a reason they do that. Also, they want to keep the end user from
Yeah,
thinking
you
got
got
their
to
own
take it
car.
to the dealership.
And to be honest with
And
you,
I think that's fucked up because I mean,
people working on the cars.
well, also,
Look at what Chrysler's done. They put the stupid lock on.
oh
there, you
yeah,
know,
you're
like,
fucked.
that's
You
some
can't get in there
bullshit.
now.
have you ever tried to hook a scan tool up on an FCA secure gateway with the bypass? Like you have to like pull the fucking radio out and like take
and
half
keep
the
in
dash
mind
apart.
these specialty fasteners all have some type
Mhm.
of name, like Torx. That is the name that you pay a license for because
Sure.
that means you're
No,
certified.
no, they're star bits.
Or Torx
Yeah.
if you pay a license because you're certified.
You do have star bits.
Yeah,
so
that's
you don't
what
have
I'm
to fucking
getting
pay
at.
the license.
So like imagine all the
Yeah.
you pay royalties on everything you sell that's Torx if you have a Torx license.
Yeah.
So now imagine how much the company who sells the license is making
Oh yeah.
Oh,
off of any new fastener that comes out that they are able to license.
Yep.
Torx name.
Yep.
They have to certify that you are.
I mean, it's a crazy idea, but it's a great business,
sure.
So if you're not,
Don't hate the
if
player,
a-
hate
if
the
a
game.
right?
company
It's
doesn't
capitalism,
know
man. It works, and that's worldwide.
Yeah.
But
the inventor.
Imagine
of
walking in and being
Torx
like,
has not
"That'll work. Yeah,
inspected
pay me."
or approved the way they make them because they
Sure.
aren't willing to pay
The
for them
royalty.
to use the name.
that's what happens when you see something that's called a star instead of
Yeah.
a Torx, is because they're not willing to pay that license. It's not to say that it's not
Sure.
up to spec.
Yeah.
They're just not willing to pay the license,
Yeah.
Sure,
which is
sure.
fair.
It's definitely fair, but Torx is so popular.
Then you
it's
get
such a
people like me
popular-
making videos on it,
Terminology.
like, yeah, these Torx
Yeah.
bits.
And they don't want
You
people
call it, you
confused
love
and
it.
not purchase it because they think
It's like
it's
Hex
wrong.
and Allen, and
Which
all
makes
that
sense.
shit.
I understand. Yeah, but it's crazy because like half the tools that are out now, most of these people didn't have 15, 16 years ago. You didn't need them.
There's gonna
Cars
be
weren't
something
like
else
they
that
are.
comes out. There's something else coming out, there's
Oh,
gonna be
and they
full-
do. Sure.
Like,
Oh,
who
yeah.
ever thought to change brakes in your driveway, you would have to have a scan tool to release the parking brake?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
That's
Technically,
crazy. That's
I mean,
crazy.
Most of them
I
you
mean,
don't have to.
You can just put a power.
But you have to
plug
know
to
the sequence if I can get it done.
sure. I mean, like, that's kind of screwed up that you can't even
Yep.
put brake pads on your own car.
More and more complicated as the years go on.
Yeah.
But, think where we would be if it wasn't for YouTube.
YouTube's crazy.
Like, I don't
YouTube
care
is
how
crazy.
smart you are at working
Sure.
on cars.
Oh yeah.
Just figuring it out now.
Well,
If you
also,
go
too-
all week long
Yeah.
working on a different car and you don't look something up on
Sure.
YouTube, you're a hell of a mechanic.
Yeah.
You really are.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, the other thing too is you got to understand.
But I also work with one
the
maker.
customer.
Right. But let's say
Stop.
a guy brings in,
Don't start.
maybe a,
Oh, stop.
I don't
Stop.
know,
That was good.
freaking
It was
a
good.
97, Honda Odyssey or something
Yeah.
that you haven't worked on. You're like, okay, what's the firing order on this car?
Yeah.
Do you know that off the top of your head?
No, but Google does.
Right.
Well, that's what I'm saying, you looked it up.
You're gonna
Yeah,
look
so-
it up. It's
So
like,
when I was
man,
doing the used car thing and like working on all makes and models, my number one source of information aside from like Protoman,
Right.
Eric O at South Main Auto.
yeah, Eric.
He
goes-
said
If
red.
Eric O had a fucking video,
That's
I
why
would
your
watch
cars
it
don't
because
work.
that dude, he's very, his videos are very humble. He's just like, I'm not the best out there. There's smarter people than me. He's got no ASEs, but he is one of, if not the best YouTube mechanic out
I
there.
like to watch
Yeah.
Eric O's electrical diagnostic videos.
He explains it so well. Like
If
I
you
learned a
can't
lot of my
learn
electrical from
how
him.
to do electrical diagnostics by watching a South Main Auto video, you don't even need to have a Tesla. I'll tell you the answer to that. Why I think is the age difference. Chris Fix appeals to a younger audience,
Sure.
where Eric O is an older guy, and
Yeah.
whether you
Really?
want
I
to
mean,
believe
he's
it or not, you know, you
Internet's
got-
more younger people anyway.
No, it's the same way as a kid. Like your dad would tell you something like, "You don't think you're talking about you're old." You know.
Also, he's obviously figured out something with an algorithm. He's figured something out because it worked.
A lot of it also has to do with editing and how he promotes his short.
That's what I'm saying. His
Right,
the algorithm he does.
short form content.
His marketing is
that
much better.
Promotes his long form on YouTube.
I mean, I get why he's popular and all that. I just think
He's
like,
good at putting it together. That
But
helps
now
a
his
lot.
repair videos, he does a good job explaining.
well, as a
Like,
Toyota
'cause
guy and
like
a
a-
hybrid guy,
Yeah.
I watch like some of the stuff on his Prius. I'm like, man, that's you're
That's
giving them
wrong.
wrong information.
Yeah.
But he's also a guy that a 16-year-old kid that's never had a father
Kid-
figure
yeah.
in his
Might
life
be able to relate to
can
him.
watch his video and he can put brake pads on his Ford Ranger,
Yep.
or he can change a power steering pump.
Side
But you
note,
got to remember, think, and I know I'm sounding like an old guy here, but
Sure.
I mean, sound.
you just
Yeah, he's
sat
getting-
there and said you had someone teach you how to mechanic.
Sure.
Right? Not everybody had that luxury.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, I did. You did, and you know, like somebody showed you how to do that. Not everybody has that luxury.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for people like Chris Fix, these kids were like, think how much shit they would tear up trying to do their own work because
But
they don't have the money. to
sometimes
pay
how you
somebody.
learn is trial and error.
I mean, yeah, but
There were a lot of
that
times-
costs a lot of fucking money.
There was a lot of
Yeah, but
times
it's
that I would
expensive.
try
Yeah,
to
it
like
does.
work on
It
my
could.
Jeep, and
I
I
could
got to
say
get
it
to
could
work
be
the next
bad.
day, so I got to fucking
Sure.
figure it out
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah.
But I will say, side note on that, there's a dude on YouTube. I forget his name, but he has a bunch of helpful videos for people who don't have dads, like how to
I've seen
change
that. I've seen
how
that.
to change a toilet, and like
I've
how
seen
to
that.
like
Yeah.
it's
Simple
like
thing, which is
I've heard of
simple
that.
stuff that you never learn. I think
Which
that is awesome.
I have a father, great father, by the way. Love my dad. But
we know your dad.
that
I know
that
exactly what
I
you're
do
talking
like that guy. That is cool.
No, I think that's awesome because some people really
Because
don't.
now
have
I can
dads,
do
and, like,
something. My
think-
dad shows up and goes,
Sure.
"Who did that for you?" I'm like, "I
So,
changed that toilet."
Speaking of that, like,
Yeah.
I
one
have
of my
changed the toilet. It's not great.
one
gross.
of
It's
one of my-
all the fucking wax ring. You
So
got it
gross.
right. The
It's
wax
so
ring
gross.
sucks.
one of my kids' friends, he never had a dad. Like his mom was a single dad growing up. I'm old, dude. So like anyway, like
You're wait, how old are you?
47.
That's not bad.
It's not bad, but I mean,
My
I'm
shop
not
owner's
20.
older
I'm
than
39.
50.
So
Oh yeah, Fred
Got a
just
few
turned.
years.
Fred just turned 50.
so this kid, he's
Eddie
like,
Fred.
he never had a dad, right? So like he thought I could fix everything, just because nobody's ever showed him. Like his mom would always have to call a plumber, you know, like
Yep, here we go.
to fix stuff or whatever. The kid didn't know how to shave.
Oh, that's
He's like,
sad.
can you teach me
Oh.
how to shave?
That's sad.
Flip it and catch it. Oh damn.
So,
I mean, dude, like the
I'm
fact
proud they
that
had
the fact
those
that he
channels.
had you to ask though was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
You know.
but I mean, you know, I'm glad a guy, you know, that does those videos has that outlet for kids like that. I mean,
Yeah, no, I think
it's
that dude on
important.
YouTube super awesome.
Yeah.
Like I have two boys, right? And like my 2.5-year-old, you can already tell like he's just like he fucking came and grabbed my impact driver
He's
when I was
curious.
putting something in there, and like he's going around, he's like, I fix. He's like pulling the trigger on my impact driver, and my wife's like freaking out. I'm like, I'll take the bit out, it's fine.
Yeah, he's got to learn somehow.
But yeah, like it's just like he
Yeah.
sees
Sure.
what dad's doing.
He wants
He
to
wants to do that.
Sure.
Replicate it and learn what you're doing.
I want a tattoo.
Oh, don't do that. Daddy
Uh,
leg. All
want
pictures
stuff
on
on
daddy leg.
Give me a snap on toolbox.
He might
Yeah.
have a snap.
money,
on
money,
those.
money.
Yeah.
Did you get him a
I
snap
don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Have you seen those?
bought your child a
Snap-on-
Snap-on box?
Have you seen the Snap-on cars that people make into like diaper changing? stations?
Oh,
My wife said no.
shit. You gotta be kidding me.
That's
No,
something. That's
yeah,
I thought
fucking
it was
crazy.
And I'm not talking like
So
like a
expensive.
mini box. Like I have a Heritage Series 40-inch 7-drawer in my garage for him. I don't want to talk about it.
For him that you use.
Fuck off, Michael.
It's for him. But
No, I have a Husky
use
for
it
me
every
in the
day.
Right,
garage.
right now there's Fisher Price in there. and it'll get upgraded soon.
I gave him a drill.
Okay.
It was my old Bosch drill that like died and like it barely works. And so like I said, you play that.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
And then
Batteries
I
are
gave him
good.
a ratcheting wrench out of one of my sets. I gave him like an 11 millimeter. Like I never use this fucking thing, and he
Yeah.
just likes to play with it.
That's cute.
And I bought him a kid set with like a plastic hammer.
Sure. Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
kid that's on TikTok, he's like 10 or 12-year-old.
He's
He's got the Kool-Aid.
the kid
things.
from Jersey.
He's always got the Kool-Aid signs on his
With
lip.
back here.
No.
Oh,
I know that kid.
Giuseppe?
Okay, so I know you
Somebody
talking about,
Giuseppe?
but it's
Yeah.
crazy that
What are
he
you
said,
working on,
there's this
Giuseppe?
kid. You're like, I know him, like no hesitation.
Hey,
just,
straight
I
up.
know him.
So
I
this
post my videos. I don't scroll Instagram. I don't scroll TikTok. Like Rob will send me reels. Like, do you see what I sent you? I was like, fuck no.
He's like, no, bro, I've been busy. I don't know. I
so
haven't
there's
watched.
this kid.
Nah,
he's
totally
probably
time is real time.
10 or 12 years
Exactly.
old. His dad owns
watch
a big
YouTube
truck
for
shop.
that.
His
That's why I
brother
watch y'all's
works there and
videos.
all this. This kid
It's Jimmy.
is
Good to know.
amazing. at
Oh,
what he
Is this
does.
the Giuseppe kid?
No.
And my
That
wife.
kid is really good too. He's cool.
I mean, he's been taught a lot of shit.
Yeah. So that's the way this kid is. Like he was doing an overhead on like a Detroit 60 series at 12-year-old, unsupervised, drinking those little Kool-Aid things where you tear the top off. He's
Oh, the
Kool-Aid
Kool-Aid.
Like little plastic
Capri,
Johnson ones, and they have like the little like
what's it
like
called?
U-shaped like
It's like a douche bottle. What it looks like, you know. It's
Douche
crazy.
Oh.
I used to love Kool-Aid, man, as a kid.
Interesting.
The night is getting older.
And on that bombshell,
Okay.
He'll learn one day.
I mean, I know what that is. I'm just like, I really don't have much like experience with them, so I'm curious.
I would
it
hope
like
you
it was
didn't
a
have
normal-
fucking experience with them.
You did.
Mm.
No,
Okay.
I know what they are.
All right, so shut
But back
up.
to
It's like a douche bottle.
what we were saying with the working on the cars and tools and stuff like that. I think they just make it harder for people to not work on their own car because they're getting more complicated. It's just keep them away from their car. I mean,
Well, there's a lot
some
of-
people are curious but shouldn't be touched.
So I had a conversation with a guy today in a booth, and I know you guys have had the same thought thousands of times. If an engineer had to come in and do your job
Sure.
Yeah.
for 6 months,
Mm.
how much would the automotive industry change when he goes back to his job designing stuff?
Probably a lot.
Sure.
It would be.
Well, also
unreal.
too is like you got to figure manufacturers are making things for a certain reason. They're like say seat frames. They're not little weld spot. They're not trying to
Sure.
sand it, make it
And
perfect.
also
so when you
generic-
got to replace it. You don't cut yourself.
From what I've
They
seen,
don't care. They want to save money.
engineers design a car from the inside out.
Sure.
You fix a car from the outside in.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
I mean, at the end of the day, you have to look at the whole
Yeah.
process, right?
Well, they
Like,
don't.
So, do we want to put this part here where you have to remove the whole cab? Is the only way you can fix it? Because when we roll it down the assembly line,
We're
we
fucked.
build it and then we slap the cab on it.
Sure.
So, like, there should be some thought into that.
Yeah.
That's Javier. Javier, if you had to work on cars for like, let's say a year, and if you worked for Honda headquarters, would you go back to work and try and change and make it easier for things to be worked on for the techs?
Yeah, you can bring it up, but I'm assuming I don't know. But I'm assuming
He's not much.
production there's like different stages or like sections, so they don't really work together. For example, you have suspension, you have engine, you have
Yeah.
suspension. They all work separately. And then
Sure.
join. So yeah, you could bring it up, but it's not like.
They all talk with each other and
So-
put it together.
So, my prime example of this
Sure.
is there's going to be somebody that feels my pain right now because it's very frustrating.
Oh yeah.
On a Kenworth truck, if you change the shock, it is a pain in the ass because the engineers decided we're going to put the
Inverted
head of
bolt.
the bolt on this side, we're going to slide it in, then we're going to mount the air dryer right here. You can't slide the bolt back out. Or
No.
if they would have put it in the other way, you got
Boom.
11 feet here you can go.
Sure.
But no, let's put that bitch in this way.
Yeah.
That way you have to take a bunch of shit off to change a shock.
Sure.
So instead of a 5-minute job,
Now
zipping
2
this
hours.
bolt out, zipping this bolt out, putting a new shock on, you're spending 45 minutes on that one side.
Yep.
Like that's the shit that really, really frustrates
They don't have constraints. Like I bet you when the stuff is being manufactured,
Designed or
put together,
whatever.
it's like the frame's being put together. There's a whole bunch of room. They slide a fucking bolt in, and then they put the body on. So like the engineers don't have to worry about that.
Sure.
Yeah, but you would think
That.
somebody would say, "Hey, man, our
This is-
shop
This
is
is
having
not
an
fucking
issue.
serviceable.
If you'll just flip that bolt around,
Yeah,
life's great."
yeah.
He's next.
Okay.
So for example, year 2020.
No, they just keep doing it.
They don't give a fuck.
They
No,
don't.
they don't.
What was it? I
Nobody
think it was
cares
a
about your
Nissan.
problems. Nobody cares about your problems, and the engineer is just worrying about what is the easiest way
To make it
for them
happen.
to manufacture this product the quickest way possible.
Or the cheapest way in labor.
Like,
or
You know,
whatever.
like, let the techs
Let them
let the
fucking deal with
techs worry about how to
it. Disassemble it for
You
service
don't
it.
think they couldn't make a heater core where you could access it easily without having to take the entire dash out?
They
Of
probably
course
could.
they can.
Yes,
They used
could.
to. I-
Definitely.
They used to have like evaporator cores and heater cores that you just like take the
Go
glove
on the
box out,
fucking
pull the fucking
firewall.
evaporator out.
Exactly.
There was shit right out of the firewall on some old trucks and shit.
You know, that's the stuff that I don't understand why engineers don't go, you know what? We know it's going to fail. Like, if you keep a vehicle long enough, the heater core is going to fail.
Hell, Toyota's only AC problems for the longest time were just evaporators.
Yeah.
So, you know, it looks like they'd be like, you know what? If we put an access door here
Mm-hmm.
and we mount this heater core here,
Sure.
a technician could remove 10 8mm bolts and bam, it's done.
Yeah.
But no, take the whole damn dash out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look,
Yeah, we have gone. If we have one person left watching this, it'll be a success at the end of this. So let us know if you are that one person. Because, wow,
We've
If
been
you
all
are-
over the
if you are that
place.
one person, I might give you a follow on Instagram.
he's gonna personally come
he'll get a tattoo of
Oh,
your
shit.
face
Oh, damn.
on
on his
Yeah.
teeth.
No, I have an ash cheek.
looking for a face tat. So
So it could be you.
whatever your profile pic is, or
We're in Vegas. It's where they give away cruises. They give away, you know, all exclusive stays. We give away tattoos on Torque Tool Guy's teeth.
Torque, I'll be that.
All right, guys. Well,
Right.
thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you guys for doing this. This was
Yeah.
a, what, 2
This was
hours
a lot of
now?
fun.
Just 2 hours out of y'all's personal
We were
time.
like, what the fuck are we gonna talk about?
And I don't
thought
appreciate
it
it.
was for like 20 minutes. I didn't know anything about
Hey, it's fine. You
podcasts.
bullshit. You get to talk, and we get to
Shoot
learn
the shit.
experiences for people that we normally
Round
would
two.
not have been able to do this
We'll do
with.
round two. If you guys ever come down to Florida, we got a whole room set up. for
Sure.
this now, so
We do. We
Yeah,
have
he
a
was
little
telling
room
me to
set
go
up
to
just for
Tampa,
this.
I just
Don't
haven't done
wear
it.
a black shirt because somebody's
Exactly.
going to complain. Don't wear a black shirt.
we're all black. I'm gonna wear all black.
I literally
Michael's
don't
gonna
know.
show up with a Batman costume.
Don't wear black.
I'll just show up.
I literally don't
Wear
know
a
any
shirt.
shirt that isn't black.
Okay, yeah, same.
Alright.
All of them stuff's black.
But that's it for.
Alright,
Yeah.
We gotta go.
Thanks, guys. Thanks
Yeah.
for tuning in.
Thank you very
See you
much.
next time.
Peace.
Peace.